Right now, as you watch this video, trillions of your cells are quietly making a decision: repair themselves or slowly fall apart. Inside every cell exists a microscopic recycling system that most people have never heard about, yet it plays one of the most important roles in human health. This system is called autophagy. The word literally means self-eating. At first, that sounds alarming, but the reality is far more fascinating. Imagine a team of microscopic repair workers moving through every cell in your body. They identify damaged proteins, broken mitochondria, and malfunctioning cellular parts. They dismantle these broken components and recycle the raw materials into new biological machinery. It is destruction and renewal happening at the same time. For decades, scientists overlooked this process. Cells seemed to function like sealed boxes that simply replace themselves when damaged. But that assumption changed dramatically when Japanese scientist Yoshinori Ohsumi began studying yeast cells deprived of nutrients. Under the microscope, he observed tiny bubble-like structures forming inside the cells. These structures swallowed damaged cellular components and delivered them to lysosomes, where they were broken down and recycled. Cells were literally digesting their own damaged parts to survive. This discovery revolutionized cell biology and earned Ohsumi the Nobel Prize in 2016. Scientists soon realized that human cells perform the exact same process. And one of the strongest triggers for this repair system is something surprisingly simple: not eating for a certain period of time. Which raises an important question: how long does it actually take before fasting activates autophagy? The answer is more complex than most headlines suggest. To understand it, we need to walk through what happens inside your body, hour by hour, once you stop eating. 0 to 6 hours after eating, the fed state. Immediately after you finish a meal, your body enters what scientists call the fed state. During this period, your bloodstream is filled with glucose from the food you just ate. The hormone insulin rises to move that glucose into cells. Insulin acts like a delivery driver, carrying energy packages throughout the body. Muscles store glucose as glycogen. The liver stores extra fuel for later use. Cells are comfortable. Energy is abundant. Because resources are plentiful, the body has no reason to activate emergency repair systems. At the cellular level, another pathway called mTOR becomes active. The mTOR pathway tells cells that nutrients are available. When mTOR is active, the cell prioritizes growth and building new proteins. But there is an important trade-off. When mTOR is active, autophagy remains largely suppressed. It is similar to a construction company that pauses maintenance while new buildings are going up. The cell focuses on growth rather than cleanup. During the first 6 hours after eating, your metabolism is simply processing the meal. Autophagy has not yet begun. The environment is still one of abundance. 6 to 12 hours. The metabolic shift begins. Several hours later, something subtle begins to change. Your body starts running out of the immediate energy from the meal. The liver begins breaking down stored glycogen through a process called glycogenolysis. Think of glycogen as your body's short-term fuel tank. As that fuel tank begins to empty, insulin levels gradually fall. At the same time, other hormones begin to rise. One of them is norepinephrine. Norepinephrine helps keep you mentally alert, even though calories are no longer entering the system. Another hormone, called growth hormone, also increases. Growth hormone protects lean muscle tissue during periods without food. It acts like a biological shield that prevents your body from breaking down muscle unnecessarily. Inside your cells, special molecular sensors begin to detect declining energy levels. One of the most important is called AMPK. AMPK functions like an internal fuel gauge. When energy levels drop, this sensor activates pathways that conserve energy and promote cellular repair. But even at this stage, the full recycling machinery of autophagy has not yet begun. The body is preparing the environment. It is shifting from a state of abundance to a state of resource conservation. Like a city preparing for winter by organizing supplies before the cold arrives. 12 to 16 hours, the first signals of autophagy. Somewhere after the 12-hour mark, the metabolic landscape begins to change more dramatically. Glycogen stores are running low. Insulin remains suppressed. Cellular energy sensors, such as AMPK and sirtuin proteins, become more active. These molecules act like biological alarm systems. They detect that resources are becoming scarce. When these sensors activate, they send a signal that shifts the cell's priorities. Growth pathways like mTOR begin to quiet down. Maintenance and repair systems begin to activate. This is the early stage where autophagy starts to emerge. Cells begin preparing tiny structures called autophagosomes. These structures act like miniature recycling containers. They capture damaged proteins and malfunctioning cellular components. Once captured, the debris is delivered to lysosomes, where it is broken down and reused. At the same time, several beneficial metabolic effects occur. Inflammation markers may decrease. Blood sugar stabilizes. The brain often becomes clearer because the body begins producing more ketones and certain neuroprotective molecules. One compound called BDNF begins to increase. BDNF supports learning, memory, and neural resilience. This is why many people practicing intermittent fasting report improved mental clarity. The body is beginning its internal cleanup process. But the deeper repair stage is still ahead. Around 24 hours, the cellular repair zone. At roughly 24 hours of fasting, your body enters a deeper metabolic state. Glycogen reserves are almost completely depleted. Fat metabolism becomes the primary energy source. The liver begins producing ketone bodies, which serve as fuel for the brain. But the most fascinating change happens at the cellular level. Autophagy becomes significantly more active. One specific form of autophagy, called mitophagy, increases. Mitophagy targets damaged mitochondria. Mitochondria are the power plants of the cell. They produce the energy that allows tissues and organs to function. But when mitochondria become damaged, they leak reactive oxygen molecules that accelerate aging and cellular damage. Mitophagy removes these faulty energy factories. The cell replaces them with healthier mitochondria. It is similar to replacing old, inefficient engines with newer models. This process improves metabolic efficiency and reduces oxidative stress. Some research also suggests that fasting around this time window stimulates partial regeneration of immune cells. Old white blood cells may be recycled while new ones are produced. In many ways, the body enters a deep maintenance cycle. It is like closing a factory for renovation so that broken machines can be repaired and replaced. Around 36 hours, peak autophagy activity. Extending fasting further intensifies these cellular repair mechanisms. Around the 36-hour window, many researchers believe autophagy reaches its highest activity. Growth hormone levels can increase several times above baseline. This hormone helps preserve muscle tissue while fat metabolism remains dominant. The body is burning fat while simultaneously repairing damaged cellular structures. It is a powerful combination. However, this is also the point where caution becomes extremely important. Beyond this window, the line between controlled fasting and starvation begins to blur. Cortisol levels may begin rising. Protein breakdown can increase. Electrolyte imbalances may occur. Fasting is beneficial when it is voluntary and time-limited. Starvation is prolonged deprivation, where the body begins sacrificing healthy tissue to survive. The difference between these two states is thinner than many people realize. Respecting that boundary is essential for safety. Fasting is the most powerful trigger of autophagy, but it is not the only one. Intense physical exercise can temporarily activate AMPK and mimic aspects of the fasting state. Certain plant compounds, such as polyphenols found in green tea, turmeric, and berries, also stimulate cellular stress response pathways. Deep, consistent sleep provides uninterrupted hours for hormonal repair and cellular maintenance. Even moderate calorie restriction without full fasting can stimulate low-level autophagy over time. Think of these habits as gentle nudges, encouraging the body to clean house. When several of them work together, the effect becomes stronger. The most important lesson is not about any single fast. It is about rhythm. The body evolved in cycles of feeding and fasting, growth and repair, energy abundance and resource conservation. When those cycles disappear, metabolism becomes unbalanced. Autophagy is one of the body's most elegant survival tools. It allows cells to remove damage, recycle materials, and renew themselves. Scientific evidence suggests that meaningful autophagy often begins somewhere between 16 and 36 hours of fasting, depending on individual metabolism. But extreme fasting is not required to benefit from this system. Consistent metabolic rhythms may be more powerful than rare extreme events. Of course, fasting is not appropriate for everyone. People with diabetes, kidney disease, gout, eating disorders, pregnancy, or other medical conditions should always consult a healthcare professional before attempting prolonged fasting. This video is intended for educational purposes and not as medical advice. But understanding autophagy changes the way many people think about hunger. That slight discomfort between meals might not be a problem to eliminate. It may actually be the quiet signal that your cells are beginning their repair work. And if you enjoy exploring the deeper science behind metabolism, aging, and human biology, consider subscribing to What Science Reveals. Because once you understand how your body works, even something as simple as skipping a snack can become a powerful biological strategy.